Zombies, flesh eaters, the undead. Widely popularized in the 60s and 70s by the groundbreaking films of George Romero, the undead have lurked as an underground subculture for thousands of years in countless societies and civilizations. And though the cinematic depictions of the undead plight have been celebrated and revered as rotting yet iconic symbols of America's dark cultural underbelly, the day-to-day reality for these undead denizens is far removed from the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown. More often than not, the freshly undead find themselves shunned by those they once loved, for fear that their unyielding craving for the flesh of the living would engulf any sense of love or loyalty that they may have previously felt. These exiled denizens of our streets and countryside are then forced to wander, without hope, without direction, like a pitiful band of soulless vagabonds. The plight of the undead has raised many questions concerning their proper place in our society. Should they be institutionalized, treated for their bizarre malaise? Or should they be exterminated and have their apparent misery extinguished forever? One group, the Undead Citizens Alliance, have made it their mission to procure the same protections for the undead that are granted to all other minority groups in the United States. So today, we raise the question, should zombies have rights? Let's examine the case study of one undead citizen, whom we'll call Zed. Once an aspiring musician with dreams of big hits, big money, and big women, Zed unfortunately suffered a drug overdose in a run-down motel in a derelict section of town. Left undetected, Zed's corpse festered for days until he rose. After being granted permission from Zed's family, our crew managed to outfit Zed with a video camera so that he might provide us with a more intimate and accurate perspective on the night-to-night reality of the undead. Evidently unaffected by his newfound status as one of the walking undead, Zed attempted to return to the haunts he once frequented while still amongst the living, to varying degrees of failure. Zed discovers that much of the sexual charisma that came naturally to him as a rising rock star is all but lost now that the hot blood flowing through his veins has become cold, viscous, and still. Dejected, Zed stumbles away in search of an establishment that holds its arms open to those of his ilk. Alas, success! This bar is undead friendly. Zed is welcomed inside by a fellow member of the Undead Army. Greeted by others of his kind, Zed is at last able to regain some of the satisfaction and acceptance he relished before he became undead. Here we see Zed try to regain some of the rhythm he possessed as a musician. Zed engages in a violent yet consensual mating ritual and finds that his potential partner responds encouragingly. Soon, however, 2:30 comes to pass, and Zed's joy quickly becomes fleeting. The bar's doors close, and Zed is once again forced to wander the streets, cold, alone, and dejected, a solitary island of rotting flesh in the vast sea of the living. Is this fair? Is this humane? Should Zed be forced to give up the life and rights he once enjoyed, solely due to the fact that he happens to be rotting and carries a craving for the soft, supple flesh of the living? This is a question that all citizens, living, dead, or undead, must consider. Here are some comments from various members of the community regarding their views on this sensitive topic.
Down with the dead!
We hate zombies!
I'm on the last hour!
Trying to eat my child!
Tell me about zombie rights. Why are you here? What do you hope to achieve by being here?
I bet you every one of those zombies is on welfare!
Down with the dead! Shoot him in the head! Down with the dead! Shoot him in
Do you have any views on the zombie state of affairs? Because zombies have rights too. Do you have any words about the zombies, please?
What kind of name is zombie anyway? That don't sound how do you communicate? How do you even tell them? Like, I don't like you, but how do you tell them? With the dead! Shoot him in the head! Down with the dead! Shoot him in the head! Down with the dead!
Shortly after production ended, Zed unfortunately wandered onto private farmland, where he was felled by a farmer's buckshot while devouring the intestines of one of the migrant farm workers, writing a sad epilogue to Zed's struggle.